let's go through the order of importance for different, very important position groups on a football team, just for clarity.
Yeah, I think again, it all stems from conversations today. I think there's a clear way to build the team. I think the NFL through the draft process tells you what's most important, and I think the NFL through paying free agents tells you what is most important. So if we're going to do a tiered list, it starts with the quarterback. Number one, most important position you can sign. Number two is protecting your quarterback. So left tackles are usually highly paid because they protect the blind side. Obviously, offensive linemen across the board are
Right
very
tackles
important.
too. Yeah, right
Right
tackles
tackles
too.
too. Yes,
Yeah, Lane
absolutely.
Johnson, great player, was a top 5 pick. Hell yeah. Yep.
So protecting the quarterback. And number three, the other position that's drafted really high and paid, getting after the quarterback. But I think it's a clear hierarchy. I think that is the order. It's quarterback, protecting your quarterback, getting after opposing quarterbacks. That's the hierarchy. And that, to me, is why the 49ers are struggling, because they kind of work that backwards.
They do.
Are going after, getting after opposing quarterbacks.
Yep.
And then they're going after skill positions and all these other things. And then they're like, oh, okay, well, also quarterback and offensive line. That's kind of like the cherry on top. But that's not how you build the roster to win a Super Bowl. Not now.
It's definitely backward. Actually. And it's backward. And what's crazy is like they've built the best roster you could possibly build this way. And I don't think it's good enough. And I think they need to like change their philosophy and acknowledge that it's not that they're spending too much on their defensive line, but they're spending not enough on their quarterback and their offensive line, especially their offensive line. If you want to get by with quarterbacks on rookie deals, great. But you got to have 5 good offensive linemen. And the Niners haven't had 5 good offensive linemen ever since Kyle Shanahan's been here. It's been 3, 2, maybe 4, but it's time to get 5. And if they could do that, honestly, if they could get Lamar Jackson a center and a right tackle, and they had to lose Nick Bosa and Azeez Al-Shaair and Emmanuel Mosley and Tashawn Gibson, who cares? There's the Super Bowl team right there. But the Niners are so caught up with the best defense in the league, and we got this great defensive line, and we're going to build through this. What did Kyle Shanahan say? I wish I had 25 defensive linemen on my team. Yeah. Why? Yeah. What are you talking about, man? So that the other team can hold them in the fourth quarter of the Super Bowl and they won't get the flag and you can complain about it all offseason? Like, look around you. It's an offensive league. You're an offensive coach. What are you afraid of?
Yeah. I mean, you're right. This is as good of a team as you're going to build outside of the quarterback position.
It's the best you can do. You got the best running back, the best tight end. What more could you add to this team the way it's currently constructed? They're not. What are they going to do this offseason? What are they going to do? They're going to sign a kicker. They got their long snapper locked up. They're going to keep this team together as long as they freaking can. There's not much more they can do. They're not going to sign Deron Payne. Forget that. They might sign Jesse Bates. Okay, great. Keep that defense elite. Not, elite, but not all-time great.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of true. How many times, the reason that 49er fans are frustrated with the outcome of this season is they felt like the 49ers had the best team. But when you really break it down, maybe going into 2019, we didn't feel this way, but by the end of 2019, felt like the 49ers had the best team. Last year, felt like the 49ers had the best team. There's a theme here. They do have the best team. The 49ers do have the best overall team. I mean,
you don't count
kind of obvious.
Quarterback. If you don't count quarterbacks and people who protect them.
If you don't count quarterback, but that is so important and so much more important than all of the other positions, that having the best team doesn't overcome not having the guy at quarterback. That is the difference. That's why the 49ers haven't won a Super Bowl. And that's why when I'm asked how long is the 49ers Super Bowl window open, I say, I think the window's unlocked. I don't think it's open until you definitely get that quarterback. Maybe that guy's on the roster. Maybe he's not, but they haven't figured it out.
I think it's interesting. The last team that won Super Bowls with defense were the Broncos in 2015 and the Seahawks with Pete Carroll. And that team scored 40-something points when they won the Super Bowl. But that was a dominant defense. And what's interesting is Pete Carroll is rebuilding his team. And it looks to me like he could give a fuck about defense at this point. I mean, it's all about offense right now. They got the quarterback. They drafted 2 starting offensive linemen last year, both tackles. They got a running back last year. They got really good wide receivers. Like, they're really a very, very talented offense, and the defense sucks. But you figure, like, with Pete Carroll and like maybe a few, like one good draft, they could take that defense from bad to good enough in a year. And that's what you can do with defense. You can do that immediately with a good coach and a few good draft picks. He's not worried about that. He'll have that defense up to speed now. But what you got to do is put most of your effort into the offense. Pete Carroll gets that, a defensive coach. But Kyle's over here thinking about his defense. It kills me. I don't get that.
He even went as far to say is, hey, I know we just signed Geno. We still have a top pick in this draft. We might draft a quarterback still.
That's right. I bet you they will. My prediction is that they're going to draft Hendon Hooker, which I think is going to be a great pick for them if it happens. I like Hendon Hooker. He just tore his ACL, and maybe he needs most quarterbacks need a little bit of time. So you got Geno Smith over there. You got Hendon Hooker after him. I think that would be money. That's what I think.
If they get Richardson,
Richardson's going to be the first pick in the draft. That's my.
You think so? First pick?
Yes.
Damn.
First pick.
That's crazy.
Called the Jalen Hurts effect.
I think if the Colts go to number 1, he'd be the first pick. That's the one team that I would say
they might.
would first.
They might.
Because they just got Shane Steichen.
And it seems like the quarterbacks are going to go 1, 2, 3, and the Colts are 4, so they're might need to move up.